Hey everybody, welcome to my art show. I'm back and I'm with a special guest, GodclouD. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Enjoying this. It's Wednesday, right? Enjoying the Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, February 18th.
Okay.
I never know the day unless I look. My brain is like I'm a scatterbrain.
Yeah, dude. I got another baby on the way, so you know,
Yeah.
wife's pregnant. My kid now is 5, and she's off. It's the break, so
Okay.
it's just crazy business right now.
So you have one kid right now?
Yes, yes, yeah.
How's that affected your music situation? Does that make it like you make feel more creative? Does it impact your time in the studio? Like how does it affect you?
Oh yeah, definitely. It goes both ways because she's taken to it as well. So now before when she was on the way, it really amped up my productivity because I'm like, holy shit, like I gotta make this, I gotta make this shit work, you
Mhm.
know. Um, and then as she's gotten older, she's, her like because up here in the studio, like this half is like my studio, but the other half is like her playroom
Okay.
area. You know what I mean? But her stuff is slowly creeping over. Like I don't know if you can see. There's like a little guitar
It's
over
very
there.
big.
Yeah, that's her little guitar. That's her
Oh,
little
that's
kitchen set, and she's got a little like keyboard situation over there. So,
yeah,
I'm trying to make time to include her whenever she gets an idea, and I'm on my stuff. I'm like, I get it. She's little. She can't really. It's tough for her to be like, hey, like let me record something, and I got the stuff. So I'll be like, hey, okay, kiddo, I'll open up another session. Like, get your idea out. Okay,
yeah,
cool. So yeah, sometimes I'm like, hey, daddy's busy. Daddy's got to do this.
yeah,
But it's a balance between trying to nurture her creativity and still get work done.
yeah. That's probably important for both of you. It probably makes you feel more like young and alive and creative because you're dealing with her creativity, and then for her, it's like she gets to grow up as a musician with a musician in a studio.
Yeah, yeah, and that's like my pops. He's a musician too, and when I was a kid, he would bring me to the studio with him, and he was working with like heavy hitters. You know what I mean? But again, like when I was her age, I didn't appreciate it. I didn't care, and not until I got older. And I started, because he was in the studio with like Jodeci and Timbaland and Missy and all them.
Okay.
So not until years later, when I see them on TV and stuff, did it really click and make me want to really get after it. But with her, she's just been raised in the stuff. Like her first concert was Carlos Santana.
Oh,
Because
that's
I was
crazy.
working. Yeah, I was working with the lead singer Eddie Vargas on a few projects, and yeah, we got front row seats. When they came through town, and that was her first concert. Front row, Carlos Santana.
That's
You know what I mean?
amazing. He's one of my
Yeah,
favorite guitarists. I think his sound. So, like with guitarists, what I look for is if I don't know you are you, and I don't know that you're about to get played, can I hear you and know you're like know it's you instantly? Like almost like you
yeah,
hear somebody's voice, and you're like, oh, that's like my friend or like whatever.
right,
Santana's got a signature style. Eddie Van Halen has a signature style. You listen
yeah.
to like Jimi Hendrix signature. Like I look for that. David Gilmour is one of my favorite from Pink Floyd. Like
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I just want to know instantly, like, oh, that's so and so. It feels familiar.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
love Santana. He's amazing.
yeah. It was a great time. It's so funny because obviously we were getting like we were guests there, so we had like a good time and everything, and they're like waving at her and everything, and it was funny because for a while she called it the talent show. She was like, "Oh, hey, can we go to another talent show?" I'm like, "Kid, you don't even know what you just
She's
saw." I'm
waiting for
like,
her
"But
turn.
yeah, right." Like she's like, "Can I get up and sing?" I'm like, "Not now, baby." But like she took a little nap during the set,
Yeah.
woke back up, got right back into it, was amped up, man. So for her to grow up in it, I think that's gonna make it. If it's just part of her life, then she doesn't have to necessarily like get into music because it's just part of the house. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just part of like I don't know if you ever seen my guitar collection, but like I got um, a shit ton of guitars here,
That's
and
so
that's
cool.
all throughout all throughout the house. It's guitars and toys and everything fun, So
Yeah, I
I
saw
helped
a
it.
video where you're like finger drumming on one part of the screen and you're playing guitar on the other part. And
Yeah,
I was like checking out your collection there. I was like, all right, what does he got over here? I love guitars.
yeah,
Um, it's like collecting anything. People don't understand unless they play. Like it gets out of control. The only
no,
thing with guitars is they're expensive. So
yeah, yeah, dude. I got two really bad habits. I love Dragon Ball Z,
okay.
so I collect the Dragon Ball figures a lot too, and like right on this one shelf right here, I've probably got like a mortgage payment and a half, you know.
Yeah.
And then the guitars too. It's bad, bro. It's bad.
Yeah, that collector thing. Like, I collect digital art mainly right now. Like, I've been doing it since like early, like I don't know, like 2020 or something. So
Sure,
like
yeah.
that's my stupid little thing. And the reason I like it is it doesn't take up space. I
There you
was
go. That's yeah.
yeah, and so for me that's like my little thing. But I've been around some guitarists where it gets out of control. Like their wives have to tell them to stop buying stuff. Like they don't have anywhere to store them all. There's like guitar cases stuffed under like every couch and every bed. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I've been around a lot of producers and stuff, and two of my best friends are like really famous producers, and it's funny like they always tell me how their kids don't care. Like they're like, and it reminded me of what you were saying, like going to the studio with your dad, and it was like it didn't register until you're older. It's so
Yeah.
funny how like you could be working with like the biggest artists in the world, and your kid is like, I don't care. Like you're just my dad. Like you're not special. Does that keep you
Right.
grounded and stuff? Do you think it's good for your ego and things like that?
I mean, you know what? I will say this. One thing that she does is if I do something and she thinks it's cool, she'll come give me like a
It's
hug.
gotta feel good.
Yeah, and that's when I know I'm like, okay, I've showed her, I used to be a professional wrestler too,
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, but like unfortunately I got into a bad car accident. I was sleeping in the passenger seat and my ex was driving and she decided she wanted to take a nap too.
Oh
So
no.
so yeah, yeah, right, yeah, so
That's crazy.
she's like, "Oh, he looks cozy. Let me, let me get some Z's too." And yeah, and obviously, thank the universe, I'm here. It was a bad accident, but I got hurt really bad, and
Yeah.
that was my wrestling career right there. So now I'm doing announcing and commentary for a local company here, and I bring her with me all the time, and I know I've done a good job when afterwards she'll come give me a big hug, or if I like I mentioned, like if I show her some old footage of me playing in bands or my old wrestling footage,
Yeah.
'cause I just want her to know that you could do anything. But yeah, like if I do something cool, she'll give me a hug, or if I'm making some beats, she'll start like dancing to it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "This is a good one." She's like, "Yeah, this one's good." I'm like, "Okay, cool,
No,
yes,"
it's cool that you have like
So
some sort of like litmus test around you constantly to like let you know. Is you mentioned all this stuff you do. Do you think it's just like a part of you that has to create and put it out there? It's like just something living in you that wants to like escape your body.
yeah, yeah, man. And I tell you what it was when I was like in my mid 20s, right? I was like 23, 24, 25. You know, I had always been doing music, but I had it in my, and it's like my family was always saying you need a plan B. Make sure you got something to fall back on. Like that's something that you're always told. Make sure you got that plan B. And I got into being a chef. I was running restaurants around town
That's
and
cool.
everything, and it got to the point where I'm like, damn, this is all I'm doing now. Like this is all that I'm doing now. And I remember the day where my father was, I don't know if you know the rapper 38 Special.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my pops and him are really close. My pops worked on his last record and
Okay.
did some live stuff with him recently too.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like 10 years ago, maybe even longer. Yeah, maybe like 12 years ago or so. No, longer. Yeah, yeah. No, this was around the time I was holy shit. I
It's I
forget how
hate
old I
looking
am.
back because you realize how old you're getting when that happens, right? You're like, oh no,
Yeah, right.
I was
I'm
doing
like,
that
wait a minute.
recently.
Yeah. Like this was 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So now it's even more years ago.
I hate that feeling. It's cool, it's nostalgic, but it's like you feel like time's slipping. You're like, oh no, it's going too
Right.
fast. I need to slow down
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm in my mid 20s and my dad's like, hey, Special needs a guitarist for this track. If you
Yeah.
want to come play guitar, he's like, I'll give you a call when we get to the studio. I'm like, okay, I got work. I'm like, but I'm leaving. Like, let me know because the studio was like walking distance from my job. So I'm like, okay, bet. Say no more. I'm coming.
Yeah.
Um, and the whole day goes by. I'm checking my phone, checking my phone, checking my phone. Nothing. I'm like, damn. Finally, there's a break, and I'm like, I'm gonna go outside. And a lot of people used to go outside to smoke cigarettes, but I would just go take my water break. I like to get fresh air and drink some ice water.
Yeah.
As soon as I go outside, bring, 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 bring. My phone's going off. All the messages. I wasn't getting in service in the back of that kitchen.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they had been trying to get a hold of me since like 1 that afternoon, and it's like 7 o'clock now, and I'm like, damn.
I'd be freaking out.
So yeah, I went back in and at this point I'm running this kitchen, but there was one of the other cooks there. He was an older cat, and I come back in. I'm like, dude, I missed the calls, and he's like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's like, go.
Go.
He's like, what the fuck? He's like, get the fuck out of here, bro. He's like, I got this shit. He's like, you're
Yeah.
fine, man, just go. And I was like, damn, dude, thank you. And as I'm leaving, I'm like, this is never happening again.
Yep.
I'm like, this shit is never happening a fucking again. I'm like,
Time to
I'm
take
not
your life
wasting.
back, take control.
Yeah, yeah. And that moment did it. And I told myself, I'm like, I'm gonna do everything that I ever wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything that little me, that like 5-year old GodclouD wanted to do, like we're doing that. I used to love wrestling as a kid. I wanted to be a rock star. I'm like, dude, we're doing all this shit. I'm like, and I always feel like I see this like little version of myself, and I'm always trying to just like I want to impress that kid,
Yeah.
you know. And all within that year, I went to wrestling school, started wrestling, freaking doubled down on the music. I just quit the kitchen jobs, and went hard into all of it. Took a big gamble, and it was hard. A lot of people have tried to follow my footsteps doing it, and they're like, dude, like, how did you survive? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of dumb shit too that got me in trouble, trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like skirt around it, but I wouldn't change a fucking thing. So yeah, man,
Yeah,
just
sometimes that dumb shit makes us who we are actually as people in the long run, not in the short term, but
yeah,
in the
yeah,
long run.
right, yeah, because I was fucking up, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
and I'm still dealing with the repercussions of all that shit,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Still, yeah, still dealing with all of that, but it all had to happen for things to be like how they are. So
yeah,
I'm at peace with it all. But yeah, man,
yeah. It's an
I just
interesting
wanted to.
thing how that works. And while we're still on the music topic a little bit, like I seen you finger drumming, I seen you playing guitar, making beats, rapping. What's your favorite thing to do? I know you can do it all well, but like, what is it that,
Ooh,
that like ignites your soul?
man, good question. It's hard for me to put like my finger on any one thing. But I guess what it all comes down to is like performing it all live.
Okay.
You know, um, because how I look at it is again back to like my childhood. I had this little karaoke machine, and I used to watch like all the Disney, movies, and I thought it was the coolest shit because it had like a reverb, uh, like effect on
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'd be just letting loose. You know what I mean? Like singing like all the fucking songs,
Yeah.
uh, and my mom. she had this tape where she just recorded like old BET videos from like the 80s, you know? And I fell in love with that too as a kid. This was all before my time music, but it was just so cool to see all these music videos and stuff. So I was always just singing in my living room, you know? And I'm trying to like replicate that now, but with my own music. You
Yeah,
dig?
yeah,
So anytime I'm on stage, that's what I'm trying to recapture. And I think it's everything. It's the finger drumming, it's the guitar playing, it's the rapping. If I can put it all together and have that be my backing track while I'm on stage doing my thing, then that's what I'm doing it for. That's what I'm like. That's the dragon I'm chasing. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. No, I love that. It's something I always find with like multi-talented artists. It's like they don't want to have to choose.
No.
You shouldn't
Yeah.
have to. It is about making your inner child happy. I remember like watching these like old Eddie Murphy comedy specials, and there was like some scene in one of the beginnings of them where he was like a little kid,
Yeah.
like his parents telling him to like calm down and stuff, and he kept like
Yeah.
doing these like shows and like fake comedy shows, and then it flashed to him on
Uh-huh.
stage in real life, and it
Yep.
always hits me in the moments where I'm finally starting to feel like that thing that I enjoy. Um, is that like the vision basically for you?
Yeah, dude. That's and it's funny you bring that up because I always think about that, like especially that scene that you're talking about. He's like the
Yeah,
monkey started doo dooing. He's just saying all
yeah,
this crazy
exactly.
shit. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I love that. I feel like all artists that inevitably become adults, like we all, a lot of the ones I talk to, all think of that scene. Well, probably our age range and stuff, but like we all think of that scene. Um, yeah, it's ridiculous. How did you like get into finger drumming? Was that like your just being around your dad and stuff?
kind of like I was raised around the MPCs. I was raised around the drum machines.
Yeah, yeah.
But
A lot of people don't even know what that is anymore.
what's that?
A lot of people don't even know what that is anymore, an NPC.
Yeah, no, seriously, and they've that like the technology has like gone so freaking far from what like you wouldn't think that the new NPCs were made by the same company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like compared to the old ones, because like the old ones look like Nintendos almost. You know what I mean? They look like
Yeah.
the old school NESs, right? But yeah, like I was always playing around with the drum machines and everything. But back in the day, unless you had like the right setup, you couldn't uh, just automatically like track the drums out individually.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like, here I got one right here. Like you got your pads right here, right? So
Yeah.
oh shit, I got like I thought I had some drums programmed, but it's not. It's like a synth. But so like if I got like a hi hat here, right? Hi hat here, snare drum here, kick drum there. I'd have to make like kick, then snare, snare, then hi hat. I have to do them like kind of in order. I couldn't just like blast the beat out all at once,
Okay.
which is what I like to do. You know what I mean? Because I'm a performer, and
Yeah.
I remember my dad being like, "Hey, you need to put your drums on individual tracks."
Mm.
He's like, "I know it's faster for you to do it that way, but let's say the hi hat is too loud. Now you got to delete everything
Ooh, yeah.
to fix it, right?" And that was always something that kind of drove me nuts. And I'm like, "Damn, but I wanna do this.
Yeah.
Like, I wanna just play it." And when I saw, I don't know if you know Arab music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him for the first time, bro, and see, I knew this was a fucking thing.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like, this is,
possible.
yeah, I'm like, this is a thing, and that was another moment too, where it was like people always saying that you can't do that like that, or nobody's doing like don't do that, and I would always kick myself because I'd listen to people
Yeah, don't
and be
listen.
like yeah, like you're right, that's not shouldn't do that, you're right, and then and here you go, here's Arab music doing the thing that
Yeah.
you know I've been, kind of thinking about. So
It always seems like
once
it's
I saw,
producers from like the generation before us that tell us that stuff. Because like one of my friends is like like I mentioned, a really good producer from like the '90s and early 2000s, and he'll listen to some of my songs sometimes, and he'll be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you need to do this instead, or don't do that, do this." And then I'll release the song, and the ones that he didn't like are the ones that do the best.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Exactly, and again, like I can remember my dad asking me, like, "Is that like when I started really like finger drumming and started like putting work into it?" He's like, "Is that really something that people like watch? Is that something that people are into?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I think the tens of thousands of views I'm getting, think people
People
watch
seem to like
it."
it.
Yeah, so. So yeah, that's how I got into the finger drum. It was an evolution of me, and this was one of my first machines right here that I really like took off on it with was one of these old school controllers,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So I hooked this sucker up in the Reason, right, and that was letting me track out individual drums, you know,
Yeah.
and once I got my laptop and this thing, dude, I didn't look back for until the technology caught up and I could you know and I could do what I wanted to do with an MPC, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
without having to get like special like outputs or interfaces and things like that.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It makes me think. So, like, I've always done music like the traditional way. And then recently I got hired on to like an AI music company. And I'm so
Oh, nice. Okay.
conflicted about like doing that in some ways because it feels like anti music in a weird way. And although I enjoy it, there's always this part of me in the back of my mind that's like, oh, you're going the wrong direction in some ways because like this is going to take away that human element in music that we don't know that we're desiring it, but when we hear it we're like, ah, that's something from the heart, or that's too mechanical or whatever. So like
Yeah.
with that in mind, how do you, and I'm not offended if you say I hate that stuff, it's fine, because I'm conflicted myself, but like how do you feel about the emergence of AI music?
How much time do we have left? No, I'm messing around.
We've got like
So,
7 minutes.
okay, yeah. So, huh? And it is a conflicting thing because what I don't, and I guess it's with anything, when people are relying too much on the
Yeah,
tech,
yeah,
that's when I'm raising my eyebrow.
me too.
And for me, what makes me like love music or respect it from respect another artist's creations is like the effort that they put into it, and
Mm.
I or or even the story they're trying to tell with it. Like I always give the example of during the whole like Kendrick Drake beef, right, when
Right.
Metro Boomin made the BPL Drizzy thing, right, and that was AI. And I remember arguing with my dad and his buddies, like I'm like, that's not a sample. Like that is AI.
Yeah.
There's no soul song from back in whenever where they were singing about Drake having a BBL. Like, are you kidding? Like, think they're in Motown? You think Barry Gordy's like, hey, like, listen, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like, no, that's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
Um, and and yeah, so that I thought was a good, clever usage of the AI. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
it was in context, it made sense, it added to the story. But I just recently, I don't know if you're familiar with Wave Wars at all.
It sounds no, I don't think so.
Okay, so it's really cool. Like, have you ever seen Versus, the like where the rappers like kind of battle?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Love battle.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like that, but mixed with like crypto betting. So it's kind of like
Okay,
Versus and Kalshi for Web3, right?
that's amazing.
Um, yeah, it's really cool. It's awesome. And how it works is there's a chart, right? Each artist gets like a meme coin of themselves. People can go buy, whichever song they like. They buy the tokens and the charts, however the charts land at the end of the rounds, that's a point of criteria. Then there's judges and there's an audience poll, right? So if
Okay.
you win 2 out of 3 of those for 3 rounds, then you win. And the guy that I was going up against, he was an AI user, right?
Okay.
And a lot of the times when I'm hearing AI music, I can hear the not I don't want to say the mistakes, but the artifacts. I can hear the
Yeah,
artifacts.
you could tell
And
it's fake somehow.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And and again, like if a producer was completely reliant on loops and couldn't like do anything, and they weren't like and the loops weren't like working within the context of the song, I'd say the same stuff. I'd be
Yeah.
like, hey man, you might want to take that back to the drawing board,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, like I went up against this guy who was using AI, and it's funny because I ended up winning, but I won because I had to switch things up, and I pulled out like songs from like 10, 12, almost 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And and again, it's granted these songs were made in like Reason 5 and Logic 8. They were hitting and were better crafted than the ones that were using AI,
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, again, I don't mind AI. It just depends on how you use it. And another thing too, there's artists that I see who are just completely reliant on it for everything entirely,
Yeah.
and it's hard for me to respect someone as an artist when that's just all. When they're just like, "Hey, make me a song like this," and it spits it out. And they're like, "Look at this song I made." You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. I resonate with that because I don't think that I think that we're supposed to use it to enhance our own sense of creativity, not rely on it for our creativity alone.
Right.
So I totally agree. Like one thing that I like it, so as a producer, I like it for different reasons than as a rapper. So like if I rap, I like being able to like take a track and just have the ownership of the track and just pick, all right, I'm gonna freestyle on this or I'm gonna rap on this, and that's nice. But it doesn't hit the same way as when you create the beat yourself. You're searching for samples, you finally find something, throw some effects on it, get the drums right, everything's like working, and then you start writing to it. Like that process is a different thing. It's almost like a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
It's so much different. Yeah, and I'm probably gonna be conflicted for a long time about the AI thing. It's weird how we can just tell, like even when you're writing with AI. So like if I'm selling a piece of artwork, like if I write a description using AI, it never sells. If I write it from my heart, it
Hmm.
sells. So like that's how I figured out like the human mind and heart, like they can feel it. You feel the
Right.
difference. Was it a human that did this or not? It reminds me of the uncanny valley, like with people's faces that they talk about, how you can tell the difference between like a real face and a fake face, like
Hmm.
subconsciously. Um, it's totally crazy. We're like detection machines. We can like detect fakeness, whether it's in like somebody's attitude, their music, their art. I find that super fascinating.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
dude. And I think, and I'm about to get like kind of woo here, but I
go
think
ahead.
that's because,
I'm very
you
woo
know,
woo.
yeah, okay, bet,
Yeah,
let's go. So here's my theory on it, right? Like water holds memory, correct?
yeah,
Right? And now all the water on Earth has been the water that's been on Earth since it's been on Earth, right?
right.
There's no new water coming in, right? And humans are 70% water, right? Like we're
Mhm.
mostly water, right? And I think that the fact that the water holds memory, and that all humans are made up of this water that is ancient, that has been on Earth since whatever. That's essentially the hive mind.
Yeah,
That's the hive mind. You know what I mean? And when we pass away, we pass on. That goes back into the earth and back into everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when something is foreign to that, or not even foreign, but if we're seeing a reflection of ourselves, like you can tell, like, oh shit, my hair, like, oh, you wake up in the morning, you got a pimple, you're like, oh, like first thing you see, like, oh man, like, oh,
yeah.
what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So I think we see that in ourselves, and especially if somebody's being disingenuous or something, it's like, hey, something's wrong with the reflection here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yourself are
So
communicating and stuff. I
yeah,
think it's a
yeah. So I think
combination of that and then also like gut bacteria. So like I think
yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
bacteria
all
like
of it. Yeah,
speak to each other in some weird way, like quantum entanglement. How like if you separate
yeah.
the
Oh,
particles and one moves and the other does, even in different parts of like the planet. I think it's something like
yes,
that also. It's like,
yes. Yep.
yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't freak me out at all. Like you're totally speaking my language.
Perfect.
This is a good place to end actually because I love that topic and I don't think we need to go any further because I like ending on like stuff that people think is weird, so it's perfect.
For sure.
Is there anything that you want to like plug real quick or give your socials or anything that you're doing?
Yeah, for sure. Again, everything GodCloud is at godcloud.org. So GODCLOUD.org. I'm gonna be doing interviews for Wave Wars, not because my first and most recent battle with them went really well, and the promo leading up to it is like I said, I used to be a professional wrestler, so I was like, hey, let's do
Yeah,
WWF style like smack talk videos, and that dude, it flipped everything on its head. You know, it
yeah.
really changed the energy of the battle league. Just from 1 week of promo, one battle, it flipped everything, and now I got a big challenge from this established battle rapper named Cannon Jones. So I'm not a battle rapper at all. I don't battle rap.
Okay.
So this is gonna be my first time, like doing something
First like
like
real
this.
one in your opinion, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because we're like he does this. He's been doing this. Like
Okay.
this is what he does. Like he
Yeah,
doesn't
it's a
like
whole sport of its own. It's like a sport.
Yeah, right, right, right. So I'm like, hey, I'm ready to get into this fucking arena. Like, let's go. And just for the record, he called me out. He called me out.
Okay.
So I'm like, fuck it, dude. Let's fucking go. Like, I ain't no bitch, so I ain't about to
Yeah,
back
let's do
down. You know
it.
what I mean? But we're battling on the 22nd of March,
Okay.
which I'm really excited for. I've been going hard, and yeah, I'm ready for I'm ready for the smoke, and I got a track. I mean, I dropped a diss track already. It's on Audius right now. It's called Cannon Jones Sucks Buckets. So, so yeah, um,
That's amazing.
go take a listen to that if y'all want to. Yeah, and I'm on at the real GodCloud just about everywhere. And again, godcloud.org can direct you to wherever you need to go. So yeah, GodCloud on Doomsday out right now. It's up on the website. So yeah.
I love that. All right, everybody, go check out GodclouD on all the platforms. Check out his new diss track on Audius, and we'll be seeing you again soon. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it, man. It's a really good interview. This has
Yeah,
been
no
fun.
problem. Thanks for having me. Thanks for not being like those random scammers that get you with those interviews, brother.
I know, I know. When you gave me that call, I was like, all right, I totally understand where you're coming from, or when you had me call you. So, all right, I'm gonna hit stop. It's been good, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.